am the legendary Super Saiyan, Son Goku!
Alright, we are back with another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today gonna be doing another tier list video, but this one will be different from the last ones I've been doing. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of top 10 lists lately, and I will continue doing them once we move back into like the 5th anniversary and stuff, but I promise I will do one last time, so it's about time we finally do another installment of the Legends Limited / Ultra tier list. We're gonna be ranking every single individual LF unit and every single summonable Ultra. We're not gonna be including the free-to-play Ultras because I think it wouldn't be a fair ranking, I guess, versus, you know, every single other summonable character. Plus, they're not summonable. It'd be kind of weird just to put random free-to-play characters in there. So I'm gonna include them. I feel like it's more fair to actually include the summonable Ultras. So that is why. And again, before I even hop into this and all that, keep in mind this is my own opinionated tier list. So you guys don't have to agree. It's completely fine. You can feel free to agree or disagree. Anyway, it's completely fine with me. Just please be respectful of it. That's all I ask. But with that being said, let's just hop into this. Obviously, there's 48 different units I have to rank. So it's definitely the number has definitely increased since the last time I did this, which is definitely something for sure. So let's just hop straight into it. I will say already, just straight out the gate, a lot of these characters, like, I don't know, random option like freaking Ape Vegeta or like this LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta right here and all that, like, these are characters I've not used in a long time, so it's like I'm not gonna be able to give the absolute craziest, most accurate like ranking for them and all that, so do keep that in mind. So there might be some units I might have struggle placing, but we'll get to that, I guess, when we get there. But I guess starting off in terms of the rankings and all, we do obviously have Z plus tier is going to be reserved for like the top of the top best units in the game, absolute, you know, kings and all that. Then we have Z tier, which is obviously like right below Z plus tier and all. Still very good units, still very capable, strong characters and all that, but they just are a slight step up down compared to whoever's in Z plus. S plus is again like step down from Z tier. Still very good units, but they do have a couple more flaws and all that. S tier is like, they're still decent. They're not the absolute crazies, but they're still pretty decent, can definitely have use in the right situation. A tier is like, they're okay, they're nothing really special, but in very specific situations they can be okay, but they're not really the best. And then B tier is just like, I don't know, kind of useless. Basically Beerus, basically. Actually B for Beerus, so literally, because he might probably only be the only unit in B tier, honestly. Like Beerus, the reason why he's just at the lowest of the lows because he's Zenkai'd so long ago, he's just so old, so it's natural that he's gonna be power crept and he's just gonna be the worst one in comparison to every other character here and all that. So it's unfortunate for Beerus, but he's just gotta, someone has to be at the bottom, so it's gotta be Beerus, I guess, in this case. But let's actually move on to the next units. I think we're just gonna do them in order, I guess, of how they're listed in this listing. So I guess the first unit we're actually gonna be properly talking about is gonna be the Tag Z duo, which is definitely a good unit, but they definitely have their flaws for sure. Obviously, you know, the preparation mode is cool, but definitely could be better. It could do a lot more damage. They lack consistent ways of cover null. They lack endurance nullification outside the transcendent mode, you know, the transcendent Kamehameha, sorry. And the Vegeta side of the unit definitely feels quite lackluster in comparison to the Goku side and all that. So with that being said, they're good, but they definitely have their flaws. So I think S plus tier honestly is probably the place for them for me personally. This is, again, they could be better. They're also star dependent as well, and even at higher stars they can still have their slight flaws, but definitely if you have them at low stars, they just really ain't it for real, to be honest. I've also seen them a lot less in PvP, which it kind of tells you exactly how the character is somewhat and all that, but they're all right. They're not bad. I don't want to downplay them too hard, but I think S plus tier is a fine enough spot for them. Now LF Cell, again, is definitely one of those characters I've not really used like in a while, to be honest. This might probably prompt me to actually maybe revisit some of these, you know, characters and all stuff soon-ish. I will see, I don't know, but Cell, I think maybe like preliminary like S tier. I feel like he's just S tier. I don't know, like from what I remember, maybe like somewhat fighting him and all that, like he could probably do okay in the right situation. I think I used him like a little bit ago. I think it's been like 2 to 3 months or something since I last used him, but like when I used him in that video, he did solid. So you know what, I'll put him in S tier. I still think he can be solid for sure, you know, solid S tier, but he's definitely not anything like above that whatsoever. But I think S tier is fine enough for him, but again, I've just not used him in so long. LF Vegito Blue, I did actually use him quite recently from revisiting every single anniversary unit. I'll say S tier is also a solid spot for him. Honestly, do I put Cell above him? I might put Cell above Vegito Blue, honestly. Yeah, I probably would. Just because, like, Vegito Blue, like, he's okay. It's just he's nothing special. Zenkai was definitely underdone for sure. For a unit that used to be so great back in the 2nd anniversary, like 3 years ago, his Zenkai was definitely underdone for sure. Like, his damage is okay. It's kind of inconsistent. He prefer him to be fighting against melee type characters. His ultimate still, it's very good, but he lacks, you know, consistent cover null, basically outside of the ultimate. Like, Rose obviously hurts him big time. It just even out, again, like, he does okay. okay. Like, he's nothing really special at all. He has his big time hard hitting ultimate, but once he uses that, like, that's really it. So it's like, I don't know. I think S tier is like a fine enough spot for him. I don't know. Maybe I could put him above Cell, but it's like, I mean, he has the slightly better team, but then again, you're not even really seeing him on that team. At least I'd say Cell has a little bit more value in regen, just because he's probably still the best purple. So, you know what? Yeah, I'll just leave it like that, simple as that. But Vegeta Blue's not bad. He has his situations, but overall, just not the best. Gohan, A tier. Like, he's just fallen off big time. I did use him, I think, like about a month ago now or something like that. He did okay, but he's super specific. You have to run, like, a team literally built around him. You have to try, like, it's just super specific. Again, putting an A tier, because most of the characters in here, like, you have to go out of your way so badly in order to actually make them, like, do something, and it's like, overall, Gohan's just falling off big time, so I think A tier is all right from Ultra Kid Buu. Actually, funny enough, I think this is gonna be the first time that I actually properly talk about Ultra Kid Buu in like a tier list setting. So, you know, I guess I might as well just give my thoughts on him. He's Z+ tier, obviously. He's just ridiculous beyond belief. Definitely like a top 2 unit bare minimum. You could either place him 1 or 2. That's completely fine with me. Personally, I don't think he's number 1, but he's definitely in that 2 spot. I feel like number 2 is definitely like a solid spot for me. Just ridiculous beyond belief. Does really good damage. Can tank decently well, especially having like a higher stars and all that. His green card's ridiculously toxic beyond belief. Blue card, especially have his gauge built up, you know, hits hard, as well as also restores vanish, and the lock-in, which the lock-ins is specific if he has his gauge built up and all that. The fact that when he builds up his gauge, which doesn't really take too long to build up, actually. He has level 2 card draw speed. He stacks up damage buffs. He has his ways of healing as well. Like, he's just ridiculous. And having endurance and the ability to cancel the enemy's buffs when they rush him, so like it heavily counters a character like Ultra Gogeta Blue and all that. He's just definitely the best of the best, 100% for sure. Again, not number 1, but he's definitely in that top 2 range for sure. So Ultra Kid Buu is definitely a menace for sure. So that's all I really gotta say about him. Just move on. Jiren, again, another character I also don't really use that often. I feel like S tier is a fine spot. I mean, Jiren's alright, just because like you can't put him in universe reps. And from what I remember, like if you put him like 17, you know, you just build Jiren defensively, you can do decent. It's just, it does hurt that, yeah, he has endurance when the enemy rushes him, but if you're fighting a character like Ultra Gogeta Blue, he literally can just nullify it and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Even 17 at this point, like 17 is a good unit. We'll get to him later, but he's also not in the absolute craziest spot of all time as well. Maybe once 5th anniversary settles in, and if we do actually get USS buffs, which seems like that's probably going to be the case, he might gain more value at that point, but I also don't know, because I don't know what type in the main unit's going to be and all that, so we'll see. But Jiren, I think he's okay. Like in the right situation, he can still do all right. So I think S tier, I think like top of S tier is going to be like is a fine placement for him for now. Full power Frieza, I've not really used him in a decent bit. I might actually do this just because at least he has a little bit more value than Vegito Blue, just because like he can still do decent damage. I have somewhat used him a little bit lately, mainly for like streams and stuff like that, when like chat wanted me to use like Frieza, Force, or Lineage of Evil. So I have kind of used him a little bit lately, at least more so than like some, mainly like these 2 characters and stuff. He does all right. He can still do some decent damage. He has his permanent endurance levification, so even a character like Kid Buu cannot cancel his endurance levification. So at that point, like, he has more value than Vegito Blue, honestly, in that sense. It just sucks that his main team is not really, you know, the most up to date and all that, but like, he actually still has okay value. So you know what? Because of that, I might just put him above Vegito Blue. Yeah, I think so. Full power Frieza is definitely not bad. He's slightly underrated, but he's also not the best for sure. You definitely don't want to gas him up for sure. So there's that. Oh, okay, Bardock. I'm gonna be honest, it's been a while since I've used Bardock. I know like start of this year, I kind of went on like a little bit of a streak that I was using Bardock a decent bit. So if I were to have done this tier list back then, I would have probably had a better idea of where to put him. But now it's been like months. It's been like 3 months or something like that since I've used them. I don't know, like Bardock's all right. Like I don't know, maybe like it's just, the thing is, it sucks that he doesn't have a team. That's his main issue. So it's like, I don't know if I want to put him like bottom of S or like top of A tier, because like he can work. Like he's a decent character in the right situation and all that, if you're able to find the team. The team I was running him on last time was like Tag Force, like LF-64 Goku, so he's getting a Zenkai buff and stuff. You know, the Z abilities are just built all offense, and like you know, you had a decent bit of like sustainability in that team and stuff. Like he actually could do decent on that team. He actually did pretty damn good. It's just I haven't ran that team in a long time, so I don't really know exactly how well it does nowadays. Maybe there might be a better setup for him. I'll put him in bottom S. I'll put him bottom S, but who knows, I might even move him up to like top of A, just because his lack of a proper team really does hurt him. But as a unit himself, he's not the absolute craziest, but he's not too bad. Like, I don't know, I don't want to undertune him or downplay him, I guess, too much. I don't know. I think bottom of S, I'll leave him there for now, but maybe he can move down to A tier. We'll see. I don't know, depending on how I feel as I go on the list. But there's that. Now, Cooler is definitely a character I have used him a decent bit lately. He definitely gained value for sure because of Kid Buu, and he's actually a pretty decent option. He's still not the absolute craziest. It definitely isn't the best meta for him for sure. Definitely once Super Saiyans come back in a lot stronger in the meta, I feel like at that point we'll gain a lot more value. But as of right now, he's okay. Like, I think he actually has a decent bit of value. He's a usable unit. He's a good unit in the right situation. So you know what? I'll nice him. I think I'll put him in S+, but he's definitely going to be like in the lower end of S+, 100% for sure. So, you know, Cooler's definitely not bad. I'll definitely give him that for sure. But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I don't know if I can really say the same thing about you. Honestly, you might be A tier. Top of A tier for sure as of right now. But I don't know. Last time I used him, like, his ultimate still, it's really hard. He can tank okay. Overall, his damage is all right, but it's nothing really crazy. I feel like once you make use of his cover changes, like the cover changes, his ultimate can definitely hit hard, and then like his 80% cut. Once you make use of those three things that he has to offer, like that's it. Like at that point, he's basically useless for you. Like it's just, I don't know. Like he's not really anything special. He's definitely falling off. He definitely needs a Zenkai. So I don't know. Like again, you could put him on GT. He could look pretty solid, I guess, but it's just such a specific setup. And even then, he's still not the absolute craziest and stuff. You might as well just run tag forwards over him. So yeah, A tier, honestly. It's kind of sad to put him down here, but he does need help. Maybe with the Zenkai though, he could shoot up like up here or something like that. But as of right now, not really there yet. But there's that. Future Gohan. Future Gohan obviously is like ridiculously good. I still think honestly he might probably be like S+. Like he's just aged so damn well. He's definitely not above this unit. I think like here is a fine spot, honestly. Like he's just super valuable still to this day. His damage is all right. Like definitely at times he can do decent damage if he's taking like a couple hits and stuff like that. But like again, his support, his disrupt, like his synergy with like teams like Hybrid Saiyans, he still works insanely well on that. Even Future, if you really want to use him alongside like Ultra Rose or something like that, and maybe like another character, he can definitely still do his thing. So it's like he just has so much value for a character that's released like over 2 years ago or something like that. It's ridiculous how well he's actually aged. So Future Gohan, I think, is definitely still worthy of being like in the upper ranks for sure. So I think S+ tier is fine, but I think this unit at least is better than him for sure. Ultra Gogeta Blue. If we were ranking this tier list, also I should probably mention this tier list is based off of obviously current, like the current meta and all that. So obviously, like if you were going off of raw kits alone and stuff like that, like I might even be putting Gogeta Blue like a #1, but because of that, you know, we're not gonna be doing that. Again, raw kit alone, Gogeta Blue could very easily be #1 still, but if we're taking the meta into account, Kid Buu obviously does shift things quite a bit, so Gogeta Blue does get hurt by him, so I gotta put him a little bit down, but he's still worthy of being Z+ tiers because Gogeta Blue is still ridiculous beyond belief. It still does a lot of good damage. That Endurance Location and Horizon Rush can still be very useful against other characters outside of Kid Buu and all that. Even versus Kid Buu, Gogeta Blue has his ways of going neutral. You could just still do so much damage. Like the setups are just there for him. He has so much versatility. It's crazy. It's like Gogeta Blue is definitely a very good character. We don't even need to mention much else about him. He's just Z+ tier. He's just God, honestly. Simple as that. Ooh, LF Majin Vegeta's next. Okay, obviously, you know, in case if any of y'all have been sticking around and all that, but if any of you are new, LF Majin Vegeta is my current favorite unit in the game. He's just my GOAT, honestly, for real. So he has a Zenkai, obviously. He Zenkai'd like approaching a year ago, actually, which is kind of crazy. I think after anniversary, when we move into August, it will have been a year since he's Zenkai'd. Majin Vegeta is definitely not bad. I mean, this is coming from someone that uses them constantly. I use them like literally bare minimum once per month because I do a video once per month at least just to check in on him and all that, just because it's my favorite unit. Might as well just do a monthly series on him and all that. So I would say Majin Vegeta, I think I can't really place him too high. He's definitely not the greatest. He's okay though. He's definitely not bad. In the right situation, he can definitely put in work. And yeah, so I think honestly we're maybe around here. I think Jiren definitely has some more use for him just because I think the team setup's there and he has a little bit more to offer from his kit. But Majin Vegeta is definitely better. Again, maybe this might be a disservice to Cell, but again, Cell I've just not used in like so long that I just can't really rank him that well. So I don't know, maybe I might do a revisit on him soon if you guys actually want me to revisit Cell soon. Maybe, you know what, maybe I might do a poll after this video comes out. I might put some of the characters that maybe I haven't used in a while, and I'll just let you guys decide who I should do a video on next. So I might do that, so stay on the lookout for that, I guess. But I don't know. I think Majin Vegeta in S tier, he's still all right. He can definitely do some good damage in the right situations. Blue card just hits so damn hard. Tanking's okay. He's definitely not the best for sure. I know a lot of you also mentioned in my last Majin Vegeta video with the level 99 strike boost video for him, I should probably boost up his special. I am working on that. So by the time I do my next video on Majin Vegeta sometime next month during 5th anniversary, he hopefully should have a special boosted, so be on the lookout for that, I guess. So there's a, but I think as of right now S tier is fine, so you know, we'll leave him there. Trunks and Vegeta again have their flaws for sure, but they're definitely still a very capable unit in the right situation. So I think S tier is a fine spot. I think they at least deserve to be above Future Gohan. I think they're better than Future Gohan, but Future Gohan also has like his uses. But I think overall, I'll give it to Vegeta and Trunks. I don't know, they're like interchangeable, but for now I'll put them above. I think Rev UI is like right here as well. Rev UI, surprisingly enough, is actually doing a little bit better than I thought he would, even off boost, because he did actually fall off boost this movie into the season. So he's actually done a bit better than I thought. Again, he's definitely star dependent. He has his issues for sure. He's not the absolute craziest. He's not tanky at all, but then against the UI Goku, so it's not really too surprising. I don't know. I feel like one of the easiest ways I could have fixed him is Blue Goku obviously has like his build-up mechanic that's almost, it's literally the exact same thing as Bardock's build-up mechanic. If he would have just kept that build-up going into UI, that would have helped him out a decent bit. Still wouldn't have completely fixed him, but that definitely could have helped him out for sure. I don't know, his UI form I feel like could have also had like some way of going like type neutral, or just permanent in like type neutral or something like that, because at least his blue form has that, which that's why I feel like some people kind of mention his blue form somewhat feels more useful than UI, just because at least you still have card draw speed, you can keep a combo going, especially once you pop that main, you just refresh your hand, you get so much ki, like he's doing decent damage and he's type neutral, like he actually has use at that point. While UI, like he can stall and stuff, he can keep a combo going, his blue card can hit really hard, you know, but outside of that, like he doesn't really provide much else. He doesn't go neutral, so it's kind of useless there. I definitely get where people are coming for that idea and stuff, but I don't know, he's still a good unit though, so I think S+ tier is definitely a fine spot, and who knows, maybe he could gain more value if we do actually end up getting more Universal Saga, but so I think that's a fine enough placement for him, so we shall leave him there. Piccolo, I actually did use semi recently. I think either like early, I think yeah, it was like sometime earlier this month, at the very start of this month, I did do a video on him. He's definitely not too bad, definitely not the craziest, so he's probably gonna be an A tier, but I think I'll put him like above Gohan. I think below G4 is fine, but I think above Gohan, he can tank decently well still. He can do some decent damage, especially once you transform and he kind of gets his ramp up going and all that. Blue card can definitely do some damage, but outside of that, like that's kind of all he really has to offer, and if you're gonna run a yellow, you might as well just run him. Heck, even Demon King Piccolo, Zenkai Demon King Piccolo is probably more useful to him just because he's more strike based, so he kind of synergizes with the team, and then also his impermanent endurance multiplication and his Dragon Ball manipulation ability. Like, Demon King Piccolo, you know, he's kind of good, honestly. Obviously he's not on this list, but Piccolo's not bad. Piccolo's not bad, so I think A tier is fine for him. Dragon Fist obviously is literally one of my most recent videos I put up on the channel, so y'all can feel free to go watch that. But Dragon Fist is okay. He's quite inconsistent. If you get his gauge, he's all right. He can have his use. His ultimate can hit really damn hard, but he's just so inconsistent and can be quite difficult to set up at times. So you know what? It might seem kind of crazy that I'm putting him below Majin Vegeta, but I feel like Majin Vegeta at least is a bit more consistent than Dragon Fist to me, honestly. Like, I don't know. Again, I feel like they're interchangeable and stuff. Again, this is my own opinion, but like Dragon Fist did, like, again, when I used him, he did okay. He did decent damage overall. It's not the absolute craziest. He just doesn't tank well. Again, you only really have like the first two combos with him because he has special coverage change location for the first two combos, which is definitely nice for sure. But if you don't get his gauge built up by then, it's super difficult to get it built up, and there's just a lot of disrupt characters nowadays, like Pan, you got Zamazu, you got, heck, even Ultra Rose, who when he comes in he reduces your ki. You got Gogeta Blue even, that like destroys the strike cards and get his gauge built up, which obviously does hurt him. Heck, you even could fight against Ultra Broly and he's just destroying you and stuff, like just disrupting you as you combo him. It's like, I don't know, it's really difficult for him to get set up. Obviously any of those disrupt characters can like massively like disrupt any of these, but it really hurts him because he has to use cards, and also him not building up his gauge outside of just only using strikes and blasts. If his gauge could build up using any arts card, including even greens and blues, that would help it out a decent bit. But the fact that he has to land strike and blast cards specifically does kind of hurt it, and it builds up so slow. Like, he takes so much setup. So you know what, I'll put him there. I don't know, I think that's a fine spot for him. Again, if you're able to get him built up, he has his uses for sure, but he's definitely not the best. So you know what, I think that's a fine enough spot for him. I think Majin Vegeta, to me personally, coming from someone that uses him a lot more and actually sees what he does actively, he has a bit more value to me. He just feels a little bit better to use and all that overall, I'm being honest. So I don't know, maybe they give him a good plot equip and he could be great again, but we'll see. I don't know. Kid Buu, LF Kid Buu is all right. And the last time I used him I think it was like about a month ago or something since the last use him. He did okay. Like, he has a situation, again, he's one of those characters that in a very specific situation, if you're able to get him set up properly, fantastic. He can definitely still do his thing, but most of the time you're definitely not going to be getting him to do his thing. His ultimate hit's really weak. He's very fragile, so because of that, I might put him here. Honestly. Also, it just sucks that on regen, like, I feel like he definitely should have Zenkai'd. I feel like he definitely should have Zenkai'd during the Buu Saga celebration. I just don't know why they decided to do Buu tanks instead. Where's Bootanks? Where is he? Like, he's Zenkai, but do you see him? No, I haven't fought one at all, by the way. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Kid Boo's okay. He's super specific. Maybe you can move him above Gohan, but it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, yeah, A tier. Like, I don't know. He's okay. He's okay. That's all I gotta say about him. Revival Gohan, actually did use him recently as well. He's definitely, I feel like, kind of like, might be slightly underrated, but also not too underrated. Like, he's okay. Like, he's definitely solid in the right situation. He definitely can still do pretty well for you and all that, especially once he revives in Super Saiyan 2. He just still does so much damage once you get him ramped up. And the fact that he's on Hybrid Saiyans, he has access to Pan support. He's supporting himself in his pre-revived state. You know, you have access to such good equipment for him. Like, he can do ridiculously good stuff. So he definitely still has a decent bit of value for sure. So do not sleep on this character whatsoever. I personally still can't place him anything really higher than S tier. Again, he's good, but he's also not like the absolute craziest. But he's definitely pretty decently underrated, I'd say. But he's definitely a good unit. So I think top of S tier, I think, is like the highest I'll put him. I don't know. Maybe you could argue very low S plus, but I think top of S, I think is a fine spot for him. So I think I'll keep him there. LF Gogeta Blue could maybe get a Zenkai soon. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's definitely more likely that this guy might get a Zenkai, UI Son Goku, but we shall see. I don't know. Any one of those two. I think those are like the two main candidates going into the 5th anniversary that could get LF Zenkais. But Gogeta Blue is a decent character. I will probably get a video out maybe by the time this video initially comes out, tomorrow. You might be seeing a video on him, and also, like a spoiler, I will probably be getting a video on him out as well, so I guess stay tuned for those two videos. But Gogeta Blue, I haven't recorded the video though, so I can't really, I have used him decently though, like on stream and stuff like that. He's still decent for sure. Like, if you're able to get his build up going and all that in the right situation, especially if you're able to get his green card counter, he's fantastic still. And him having easy access to special coverage and location is definitely good. It's just, it does, like, again, disrupt characters do hurt him a decent bit. His lack of card draw speed does really hurt him, so it's like, at that point, you know, that definitely does hurt him. But he's still a decent character, but I think I'll put him like top of A. Again, top of A doesn't mean that he's necessarily bad. Like, he's, you know, he's just aged out at this point. You can still have use in the right situation, but is a little bit specific to get him built up and all that. But I don't know. I think top of A is fine for him, but it definitely could shoot up if he actually does get like a really good Zenkai soon. So we'll see. I don't know. Or heck, even a plot equip at this point. I think at this point he definitely needs a Zenkai more. So LS Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know what? Let me just put him in Z tier, and let me just put Tag Force in Z tier. Like, they're just easy Z tier. Like, they're just so amazing. Like, Tag Force is ridiculously good. Just insane tag switch synergy. They definitely have the best synergy between their tag switches compared to any and every other tag unit in the game as of right now. They're just ridiculous beyond belief. They just do really good damage and all that. They have good utility, especially one like LS Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obviously, like, them lowering sub counts when they get rushed or like get an ultimate launch to them pairs again really well with this guy. And this guy just on his own is really good. Again, the cover rescue definitely helps out. He does really good damage. Like, he's providing a little bit of support. Like, he's just insane. He's just ridiculously insane. So, like, I think they're definitely both worthy of being Z tier. 17, you could argue him being worth, like, being, like, put in Z tier. He's, I don't know, he's okay. I think, like, here is fine for him. I don't know, he's a good unit for sure. He has utility, you know, debuffing the enemy, canceling their buffs and all that when they rise and rush him, or throwing ultimate or blue card versus him. It's just, I don't know. He's still not the absolute craziest. His teams are definitely like, slightly lacking at this point. But definitely, again, if Anniversary is Universal Saga team, you could definitely get a lot of extra value from there. So we shall see how that plays out. But as of right now, he's very good. This is also coming from someone that doesn't have him, so I'm mainly just basing off my knowledge from what I've seen, like showcase videos or also fighting versus him. He's good, but I think this is like a fine spot for him, so I don't know. I think that's all right. Goten, you know what's funny about Goten? I actually had a match recently. I forgot exactly what video it was, but I had a match versus someone that was using Goten and a Hybrid Saiyan team, like Pan support, and then their third was like Beast Gohan. He actually was doing decent. He was doing pretty good blast damage. I won't cap, honestly. Like, he was actually doing okay. He's definitely not the greatest. Like, at highest, I could probably place him like here, or like maybe here or something, like at highest. But like, he was doing okay, to be fair. Like, again, if you pair him up on like Hybrid Saiyans with like Beast Gohan or something, he does provide extra support for Gohan, so he does have a decent bit of value. So he's actually okay, to be honest. But I don't know. I think it's just, he's kind of specific as well, and he's just overall not the greatest. When I fought him, I won that match, and he just died so quick. He died so quick. He was doing good damage, but he has to be in such a specific setup, and it's like, I don't know. He's okay. He's still not the absolute craziest, but in the right situation, he'll do all right. But it has been a decent business I've used him, so I don't know. Maybe I could do a video on him. I don't know. We'll see. Blue Vegeta, same thing. I've not used in a while. I don't know. Like, he's okay. Like, it does suck that he does lack endurance location in his lock-in ultimate. The lock-in ultimate definitely can still be useful, and he can stack up a decent bit of damage. He provides support for you as he combos. He can be okay, like, defensive-wise and stuff. it's just, I don't know. Again, this is a character I haven't really used in a decent bit, so I can't really give a proper opinion on him, but I don't know. I think this is like an okay spot for him. At the very least, Vegeta Blue is like a little bit more value just because like he can keep a combo going a bit longer. For the most part, the strike combo, his ultimate actually nullifies endurance and it hits harder, which can definitely be more useful in fighting a character like Kid Buu and stuff. I don't know. It's just, yeah, with the amount of endurance characters we have, like Future Gohan, heck, you even have like 17, you got Kid Buu, some other character maybe I might be forgetting, Zamasu, like he doesn't nullify endurance. That really does hurt. It really does hurt. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's like an okay spot for him. He can still be okay, but again, I have not used him in a decent bit. Broly, also a character I've not used in a decent bit. I fought him a couple times lately, annoyingly. Whenever I showcase a green character that needs a build up, it feels like honestly Legends legitimately keeps track of what units to use and just tries to counter you actively. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but I think he's definitely a good character. Definitely not the absolute craziest. Again, he has his issues of being star dependent and stuff like that, but if you have him at higher stars, if you have him, you know, the proper setup and stuff, he has the ability to counter like characters like Ultra Rose, very good with this disrupt, getting his gauge built up, his universal cover changes. He can do decent damage and stuff. You know, you can potentially get a feint on, you know, the enemy with his ultimate, so it's like he's okay. I think maybe like there. I think like somewhere around here could be okay. Heck, you could even put him there, but I think I'll do this. I think I'll do that. I think that's an okay placement for him, honestly. Again, he has his uses. He's definitely a good character for sure. You do not underestimate him, but just compared to some of these other units, you don't really see him as often. It just sucks that this guy is purple and he's purple and he's just a better character on literally any team this guy's on. The only team this guy that you could run him on, that you can't really run Gogeta Blue on, is powerful opponent, but then again, you could just because you clear yourself. It just sucks that Gogeta Blue had to be purple for his sake, but he's still a good unit, so I'll put him in S+ tier. Rose, easy, Z+, #1 in my opinion. He's just ridiculous beyond belief. He's literally the best offense unit in the game. Like, again, with Kid Buu and him, I'd say like they could be interchangeable, but for me personally, I think Rose is just better. Like literally with Kid Buu coming out, it's made Rose better because now he has an actual like unit that can cover for him, you know, versus like any purples like Gogeta Blue and stuff like that. He just combos. He literally feels like the modern day Yellow 18 but on steroids. Like if you swap versus him, he just gets more card draw speed. He keeps the combo going. His blue cards are ridiculous, inflicting paralysis. He just constantly draws green cards that feel like left, right, and center. His ultimate just hits so damn hard. He can throw up to 3 of them. He goes type neutral on his main. He goes defensive neutral. He can steal your main ability. He can lower your key when you come versus him. It's like, it feels like the game just actively sucks him off 24/7. He feels like the most breastfed character in the whole game to me personally, if you had to ask. Like, to me, he's the most annoying character in the game. Kid Buu's definitely like almost right there. In some instances, it might even be Kid Buu. But to me, the character that annoys me the most personally is Rose. So, I don't know. Rose is definitely the #1 character for sure. I feel like a lot of other people agree. You also find people that say that Kid Buu's better. Either one is fine, completely fine, but personally for me, I prefer Rose, so therefore Rose is #1 on the tier list and all that, so there is that. Now, Ape Vegeta. Funny that we go from someone like Rose, who's amazing, to now Ape Vegeta, who's probably gonna end up being like around this range. He's okay. I don't know, Ape Vegeta, like, it's funny because I'm literally part of the Ape Clan guild, you know, shout out Ape Clan, best guild in the universe, but Ape Clan, what? Ape Vegeta. Ape Vegeta is okay. Like, I think I used him like earlier this year, and he did okay in that video. And I could just imagine nowadays he just wouldn't really do that great. So yeah, honestly, in that I think like in this range he'd probably be in. UI Sign Goku. I actually have used him by the time this video is going out, and by the time I'm recording this video, I have used UI Goku. And again, expect this video to be out tomorrow. But UI Goku actually did okay. I won't spoil too much in his video, but he did decent, I'd say. He actually did a bit better than expected, at least better than Ape Vegeta. Honestly, probably even better than Kid Buu, to be honest. I think that's the highest I'll place him, honestly. Yeah, like UI Goku did okay. Again, he definitely does need a Zenkai for sure, so hopefully he does actually receive a good Zenkai during 5th anniversary. We shall see. I don't know. Tag droids are actually kind of good. They definitely do still need help. They could definitely use a plot equip for sure, but on the right situation, in the right setup, especially if you put on, like, I would say androids is definitely their best setup, because if you pair them up with a unit like GT17, and then you double Zenkai buff him, and maybe you put, like, either Red 21 as your third, if you don't have LF17, or if you have LF17, run him instead as your third option, and then you run them. They cook, like they actually cook, like for real, like especially if I'm at higher stars and all that. Them also having permanent endurance location really does come in clutch versus like Kid Buu and stuff. Like they can just rising rush him, get him out of the way, or heck, even a character like 17, Future Gohan, Zamasu, like they actually can do really good. And then their green cards are still ridiculous to this day. Just them getting such easy access to special coverage range location, drawing a card, their combo potential is definitely still pretty damn good. They just draw cards for using cards. They have card draw speed, like. They're pretty damn good. They're actually pretty damn solid. So honestly, I might put them in S+. I might put them like they're either like bottom of S+ or they're like right above Cooler. I might put them right above Cooler actually. Yeah, I might. Yeah, you know, I might put him above Cooler. Yeah, again, if you use them on Androids, if you can try out the Android setup that I'm talking about, please give it a shot. Because I've been using it a decent bit lately every now and then on stream. I use it for a video. They actually did all right. They actually did pretty damn solid. I don't know. I think like maybe they're like somewhat interchangeable, but for me, I'll put them above. I don't know. They're definitely pretty damn solid. Again, they're still not the craziest. I do agree that they definitely need a plot equip still for sure, but they're not too bad actually. They're not too bad, so I'll definitely give them that for sure. Corruptor Murzawazu I also did use lately. I think, I don't know, he's okay. Like his plot equip definitely could have been done way better. He definitely does need a Zenkai. Again, I really don't know. I don't know. He's okay. Like, I might put him like here or like here. I don't know. Again, I've not used Cell or like it's been a little bit since I've used Frieza, but like I've not used like Cell or something like in a while. So like I don't know if Cell's actually better. He might be better probably. He might probably be. I'll put him around there. I don't know. He's okay. Like he can do really good damage, especially if you're fighting Saiyans and stuff. He can definitely do really good damage. It just he doesn't tank. His lack of blast armor's ultimate really hurts. He has his way of going neutral, this green card, but it's so inconsistent, and sometimes it works really weird in the sense that you're neutral, but by the time you land your attack on the enemy, he loses his neutral. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens sometimes. It's really inconsistent. So it's like, I don't know. Like he has his issues. It's just he's not the most perfect unit, but he's okay. Like he's okay. I'll give him that. So I don't know. I think that's fine enough for him, honestly. MUI Goku I did also use recently, and he actually did okay. He's definitely still does need help for sure. He could use a plot equip or like a proper Zenkai buffer. Any of those two could work, or even both, to be honest, if they really wanted to. But he's okay. Definitely, again, Kid Buu coming out does give him a little bit more value and stuff. And you know, when I use him, he definitely does some pretty good strike damage. Obviously tanking wasn't that great, but like he did good strike damage. His unique gauge, his cover changes are still pretty damn solid. So I think I'll put him S+, but like bottom of S+. I think that's like a fine spot for him, honestly. He's definitely not too bad, but again, could definitely use a little bit more help to push him up even higher. But he's definitely not too bad. He's aged all right. He's aged all right about 1 year later since the release. I'll definitely give him that. So LS Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Zenkai one. Actually, you know what? The last time I used him, he did all right. He actually did okay, to be fair. I might put him like, I might put him here. I think I'll put him here. Yeah, I'll put him there, honestly. He actually did okay when I used him. Like, he was actually tanking all right, to be honest. His damage was okay. Definitely not the craziest, but it was okay. If you're able to ramp up his ultimate a decent bit, the fact that he can go neutral can definitely help out. Like, again, when I used him in that video, he did pretty decent. He kind of impressed me to an extent. So, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll put him A tier. Definitely, I want to revisit him if I can. Once I get my hands on the Awakened range type plot equip from the Legends ranking exchange shop, I'm definitely gonna see if I can revisit him, because then giving him that and then like his plot equip and then maybe like some other, like I think like there's like a recently released like Super Saiyan 3 like Awakened gold equip or something that I did use on him the last time I revisited him. If I use those 3 equips and then put him like a good team setup, I think he could definitely do some pretty deep, like he could look pretty solid actually, I'd say. But I don't know, I think that's a fine enough placement for him, so I'll give him that. Ultra Kaioken, funny enough, might be the worst summonable Ultra right now, which is kind of sad. I think like maybe around here is fine for him. He's not saying that he's bad. He's not bad, but in comparison to the older Ultras, he's definitely like, he's struggling a little bit. Then again, I don't know. It's either maybe him or Gogeta, or I would say from what I see, a lot more people really kind of like talk about him and Broly. But honestly, Super Gogeta might be close. I don't know. I might put Super Gogeta there. I put him above MUI. Nah, I'll give MUI the benefit of the doubt, actually. Like, Super Gogeta is still a good unit, but his lack of special coverage or special or sustained damage cut penetration, my bad. The lack of cut penetration really does hurt him, like, nowadays, but he can definitely still do solid. Like, you know, his unique gauge is constantly giving him blue cards. Him having blast armor and all that can definitely help him out. You know, him throwing up the 2 ultimates, him going neutral and locking the enemy when an ally is defeated. Like, him having endurance multiplication for 30 counts can definitely be useful versus characters. Not really too useful versus Kid Buu, but basically like future Gohan or like Blue Zamalas and stuff, it definitely has come in clutch for me quite a few times. So I definitely don't want to like downplay him too much. I think S+ tier is fine, but I think definitely like the lower end of S+ tier. You could honestly, if they are ever gonna give a plot equip to an Ultra, he's definitely the first one that doesn't need it, and hopefully they do give him one. But he's still all right, but he's definitely not the best ever for sure. He's definitely starting to age out, which is a little bit sad. He's probably my favorite Summonable Ultra right now, but he's still solid. I'll give him that. Evolution Blue Vegeta is easy Z tier. I think he's easily the best LF Zenkai. If you guys have seen any of my recent videos that I've used him in, he shreds. He shreds. I might even revisit him again before anniversary, honestly, but I don't know, like he's just ridiculous beyond belief. He does really good damage. It's definitely a bit easier to ramp him up now. I know people will instantly come up with like, oh, his card draw speed takes 50 counts to get. It's not even really that bad, to be honest. Like he doesn't even really need the card draw speed that bad in order to actually still do good. Like him having somewhat easy access to special cover null once you pop his main for like the next 15 counts definitely helps out. Him going neutral on the blue card can even allow him to do damage versus a character like Hit and stuff like that. Like he's just ridiculous. Like he's very, very good. Definitely the best LF Zenkai in the game. It's just the best Zenkai in the game in general as of right now. But we shall see how things change if UI Goku does get a Zenkai. But as of right now, Evolution Blue Vegeta is really good. I can't really say the same thing about Blue Goku and Vegeta though. They might be here. Yeah, let's just put them there. I don't know. Blue Goku and Vegeta again, another character that I actually haven't really used that much, to be honest, lately. I fought them somewhat a little bit lately, but they just don't do anything impressive. Like they could probably do some decent damage in the right situation, but they don't feel overly impressive. Like at this point, they definitely need help. They need a plot equip. They're probably on the verge of needing a Zenkai, honestly, but I think a plot equip's a bit more fine for them. I don't know. Like they're only a little over a year old. Like let's give them a plot equip, might as well. But there's not much else to comment on them. I don't know. Beast Gohan might be the best LF in the game, honestly. Right now, he definitely is 100%. Like Beast Gohan's just ridiculous. It almost feels like he's never gonna age out. I'm actually kind of curious when he's actually going to age. I mean, we haven't entered 5th anniversary, so we shall see. But Beast Gohan is just ridiculous, honestly. Like he just does so much damage still in the right situation. I know Ultra Rose does exist. He definitely does hurt Beast Gohan for sure quite a bit. But regardless, in the right situation, even Beast Gohan can like kill through Rose. Like he's just super ridiculous. Like put him on hybrid Saiyans, put him on movies with pan support, and then again, if you throw him on hybrids, you can put him alongside future Gohan or heck even Revolve Gohan. Both setups work just fine. Like he just goes crazy. Like he's just constantly being breastfed on that setup. He's just damage, combo. It's like he feels like he's almost unstoppable at that point. So it's like Beast Gohan's just still ridiculous. So he definitely is the best LF. So I think Z tier is 100% worth it for him. That's literally goes no lower or higher. Like I think Z tier is like the most perfect spot to put him. So yeah, Beast Gohan is just Beast Gohan. That's all I gotta say. LF First Form Frieza. He provides support, which is decent. I'd probably put him like A tier, but like probably like top of A tier. I put him above Gogeta Blue. At least he has a little bit more value in the sense of his support for his team. So I might do that. I don't know. It's just LF Frieza himself. Like he's not really the craziest. Again, he supports his team, but a team is not really the greatest. He provides blue cards, which depending on the setup you put him on, he could do all right. But like, he doesn't really do the greatest damage. His tanking's okay. Like his ultimate can definitely hit pretty decently hard. His green card can be useful, but we're starting to get a couple more characters now that his green card like can't really affect him, like Kid Buu. Heck, he even got Beast Gohan. Like he even got characters like 17. Even GT17 can be immune to that stuff like early on in the fight. So I don't know. It's just he's okay. I'll give him that. LF Broly. It's been a while since I used LF Broly, but at the same time, I just know he's not the best. You know, there's a part of me that wants to do this, but I'm not going to. I'm not that dumb. I'll put him maybe like here. I think he's at least better than Ape Vegeta. Like in the right situation, he could do okay. I might put him there. Yeah, I might. Like again, he has access to like movies. You can pair him up like pan support. He could probably do okay. I haven't tried him out with the new Awakened plot equip, the Awakened melee type plot equip. I still haven't tried him out. Maybe I could try him out like on stream or something like that, but I just don't know. Like he's okay. There's not much else we gotta say about him. Super Vegito might be around here, honestly. He's actually decent. He's still not too bad. Yeah, I'll do this. Super Vegito's definitely not too bad. He can definitely still do solid. I have tried out with the new Awakened melee plot. He definitely did all right. He can definitely still do decent damage, especially if he's like built up a couple buffs. He can support their team, which is decent. He can tank all right, actually. Like he's not too bad. Definitely not someone you're gonna be running over Gogeta Blue, but if he's the only unit you got as your purple option for fusion or something, he's actually not too bad. Like don't be scared to run this guy. Preferably you do want to have him like at high stars though, but he's all right. He's definitely not too bad. Sword of Hope. It's been a while since I've used him. I might probably put him around here. You know, I might put him there. Heck, do I drop him below Vegito Blue? The issue with Sword of Hope Trunks is he just takes, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do that. I think that's fine. It's just he has to get his gauge built up, and at that point, it's like it can be a little bit problematic because he has to take damage. If someone like Rose existing really does hurt him, having a cover change as well is good, but also kind of hurts the progress and allowing his gauge to build up, because at that point you're stopping the combo with this cover change. He wants to get hit in order to get his, you know, this build up going and get stronger. So it's like, I don't know, sometimes it can take a decent bit to build up. Sometimes you don't even get him built up, and then once built up, it can do all right. his ultimate can hit really hard, and if he's last man standing, he can go neutral and hit even harder, but like, it's okay. He's okay. I think that's a final spot for him, honestly. I think Vegito Blue just has the early game advantage, which I kind of value preferably more, like, I mean, me personally speaking. So yeah, I'll do that. Super Vegito, I think he's like maybe around, I think he's like here. I think Future Gohan might be like the slightly better yellow, because at least he's more valuable to me. But Super Vegito, I literally, funny enough, is the video I literally put up earlier. He definitely did pretty decent. Now him having a proper Zenkai buff on his main team being Fusions definitely does help out. So I don't know, we'll see, I guess, whenever Fusions do get an actual proper dedicated support unit, how he continues to age. But as of right now, he's definitely not too bad. I'll give him that. Definitely probably like second. No, wait, what? No, what am I talking? I was gonna say second best Ultra. Completely redact that sense from existence. What was I saying? Okay, anyways, he's at least better than Broly. Whatever, S plus here, hit Z plus. He's just ridiculous. Like, does insane damage. His time skip's definitely good. He might be a bit star dependent for sure, but if you know how to use him correctly and you put him in the right setup, he definitely can do very good for sure. He's probably like one of the main units I actually fear fighting when I come across him. So he's definitely very good for sure. You do not underestimate him, but I do think these two characters are definitely better than him for sure, especially because they're on boost, but you do have to factor in the current meta. There's that. LF Rose is okay. He can do decent damage in the right situation, but I'd say the main value he has is endurance multiplication, and the fact that that's his main value does kind of hurt him. I don't know. I think, are androids better than him? I would say, honestly, from what I've seen, androids might be better. I'll put Rose above Cooler. I do think Rose is maybe like better than Cooler. He's a bit more consistent and stuff like that. I don't know, but I think, yeah, Rose around there. Maybe you could swap, like, move around there, but like around this area, I think, yeah, this is like a fine spot for him, honestly. He's just okay. He's nothing really too crazy. He's not bad. He's just all right. He's all right. Simple as that. Namegoku, again, another character that, in a very specific situation, if you're getting his blue card counter off consistently and stuff, he's like amazing. He's still God. Definitely still has one of, not maybe the best blue card in the game. It's just obviously he's kind of aged at this point. I do want to revisit him again, especially once I get his especially once I get the Awaken range type plat equip, and I've actually boosted up his arts boost, at least for his blast attack, because blast attack stat is ridiculous. I think it's like 335,000 or something like that. I think he has like the highest, or like the second highest blast attack stat in the game. Like, it's actually crazy. I might put him here. I think he's better than FSK at least. At least last time I used him, and from experience, he's been a little bit better than FSK. But I think around here is an okay spot for him. And then last but not least, LFZ Trunks right here. Again, it actually has been a little bit since I've used him, but I think he's an alright character. He's definitely okay. He has his issues for sure, but I mean, he can't throw up to 2 ultimate. He can definitely do some decent damage, but he's definitely not like a game-changing character at all. I don't know. I might put him like here. I think okay. I think around that spot is okay. You can maybe argue Jiren above him or something. No, I think you can. I think like around there is fine. I don't know. I think that's fine. That might be it, honestly, because that was the last video we had to cover. I did this in 44 minutes, which is actually, it's still decently lengthy, but it's not really as long as I thought, and now my lighting changed. But last minute go through, I guess, of the list. Z plus tier is completely fine, not changing it. Z tier, maybe you could argue there could be like a couple more units, but I genuinely think these are like the best LFs in the game right now. Like, these characters are good, but they do have their issues and stuff, and they're not really the best. So, you know, that definitely does hurt him a little bit. So I think S plus tier is fine for these characters. I think S tier is fine enough, to be honest. Again, Bardock, I don't want to do too much disservice for, but again, Bardock, you could keep him low S or like top of A. I think is all right for him, but either one, I think it's okay. Maybe I might use him again just to test him out and stuff. We'll see. And then A tier, I think is okay. Honestly, it's all right. And then B tier, BRS is still worse. Like, you can't really argue that, honestly. And with that being said, that is the completed LF/Ultra tier. So I might probably do another one when we are leaving the 5th anniversary. It's probably by the end of the 5th anniversary, I'll do another one. And then maybe by then, hopefully, I'll have used a couple more of these characters that I haven't, you know, used in a while, like Cell, Goten, maybe like Broly and stuff like that. I'll probably try and use them again and stuff, and then maybe at that point I'll have a better opinion on them. But I don't know. Again, keep in mind, this is my opinion, you know, based on my own experiences and stuff at this current point in time. So just be respectful, you know, when watching this video in the comment section and all that. Not everyone has to agree. Simple as that. And maybe the next one I do, I'm actually probably doing on stream, just because I think that could actually be a pretty interesting concept in doing this tier list live on stream. Maybe even try the units out live on stream as we're doing doing the tier list. I think it'd definitely be a pretty interesting concept. So we shall see. Definitely let me know if you guys want to see that and all of that, and maybe I can arrange something. So that being said, hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like down below if you did. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and enjoy the content. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a great one, y'all.